Hey, how's it going? My name's Ruby and let's have a look at what's making news. Yeah, I'll call you back. I just can't talk right now. Parents like to know what their kids are up to, and it is important to let them know. But how do you feel about the idea of your parents being able to track you on a device 24/7?
I think it could be a good thing because they know where they are and they don't have to worry as much.
But it's also bad if you don't want your parents keeping tabs on you 24/7.
And like a lot of other kids, like their friends might know them as like the kid with a parent who's really overprotective.
These days, more and more parents are using devices like watches and smartphones to track their kids. In fact, the Royal Children's Hospital says 1 in 5 kids who travel alone to school are being monitored by a tracking device. Most of the time, parents just want to make sure you're safe. But the stats also say that 1 in 3 kids don't like it, and it can lead to arguments. Experts reckon it's good for parents to know their kids are safe, but they shouldn't be tracking them without their permission, and should still make an effort to respect their privacy. So what do you reckon is the best way for your parents to keep track of you?
They could call them on a phone or text. Or like, you can just tell them where you're going and then just be honest about it.
Every hour or so, double check where they are, how they're going.
Our PM Scott Morrison has just announced a royal commission into the disability sector. A specially appointed group will take a look at how people with all kinds of disabilities are treated here in Australia and make suggestions about how things could be improved.
We have to establish a culture of respect for people living with disabilities and the families who support, love and care for them.
The commission's going to last for 3 years and people from all around the country are going to be able to have a say. About 100 firefighters spent today trying to get a massive factory fire under control in Melbourne. Luckily, people inside did manage to get out before the factory turned into this crazy inferno. The good news is firefighters have it under control, but authorities reckon it's still going to be burning for a few more days yet. Prince Harry reckons it's time to quit Fortnite. At an event in London, he said the game shouldn't be allowed in the UK because it's designed to be addictive and keep kids glued to their screens. He also reckons social media in general is a big problem for young people. Now we're going to meet Australia's youngest monster truck driver, who's swapped the classroom for a life on the road.
Cassius Stevenson is 14 years old. Too young for a driver's licence, but old enough to drive this 4-ton monster apparently.
My grandfather was a promoter and, he owned the trucks, and when I turned 13 he said, we'll get you in a truck.
It took a lot of training before he could jump behind the wheel, of course.
You start off with playing with toy cars and, you dream big to get here.
In between being homeschooled and practicing in the truck, he does a fair bit of travel to shows around the country, like the recent Festival of Fire in Armidale.
We go big, Anything that'll impress the crowd, that's how you win.
Cassius hopes to one day compete in the US, something only one other Aussie monster truck has ever done before.
It's just a passion. Just love it,
Pack your bags and say your goodbyes, because this segment is moving on to better things. How would you like to leave boring old dry land behind and move here? It's an eco-friendly floating city, and it's not just one person's crazy idea. It's been unveiled by builders, engineers and architects at the United Nations. This oceanic paradise is built to fit 10,000 people. There'd be no traditional cars or trucks, all the rubbish would be recycled, and drones would replace posties. Oh, and if you're worried about safety, apparently this setup can withstand Category 5 hurricanes. A snow-covered soccer pitch? Nope. This new playing field in Russia is made from 50,000 recycled plastic cups that were collected during the 2018 World Cup. Its creators have moved on from grass to plastic. But is it better? Only time will tell. And happy birthday to Matilda the echidna. She's turning 9 and she's had a rough time of things. She was born allergic to ants. Pretty unfortunate considering that's the main thing echidnas eat. But with some TLC from experts here at this sanctuary in Victoria, she is all better and ready to party. And that is the show for today, guys. But what do you reckon about what Prince Harry said? Should Fortnite be banned? I do have a feeling I know what most of you will say about that. Anyway, let us know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.